Well, what's going on, Cardinal Nation? Well, what a huge win tonight, and what a game this was. A lot happened. 10-6, the final in 10 innings over the Milwaukee Brewers, getting a much needed win after a very tough loss last night, in which we had the bases loaded and could not score. And, well, it looked like that was going to happen again. Uh, as we were down by two in the bottom of the ninth, we were able to tie it up with back-to-back walks. So Devin Williams, who struck out two to give the Brewers a win last night, looked like he was going to do the same in this one. However, he would lose control in the ninth, would walk three batters in the ninth inning, and and of course he missed the first three, almost 4 months of the season with I believe, a shoulder or back injury. And so we would take a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth. Tommy Pham a sacrifice fly to put us up 1-0, scoring Nolan Arenado, and then Mason Wynn an RBI single to put us up 2-0. And also, big news before the game as Nolan Gorman, who struck out three times last night, including the final out, was sent to the minors. That's right, Gorman, who ever since making his debut back in May of 2022, has, I believe, not been sent to the minors since then, or maybe once. And well, honestly, not a huge surprise, to be honest. He's a big power hitter, but strikes out a lot. Uh, and he's been in a big slump, has actually lost time as a starter. And so he's now in the minors, and Jose Fermin called up from AAA, who we've seen a few times this season. So anyway, up 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth. The Brewers would cut it to 2-1 in the top of the fifth. Joey Ortiz a sac fly to make it 2-1. Cardinals starter Kyle Gibson would go 5 1/3, give up 2 runs, walked 2 and struck out 5. Brewers would tie it up on an RBI double by William Contreras, scoring rookie Jackson Chourio. And then Ryan Fernandez coming in would walk Willie Adames, and then Willie Adames would be out trying to steal a second, a strikeout throwout double play. So it could have been much worse. Then the top of the seventh, Jojo Romero on Jackson Chourio, a 2-run single to make it 4-2 Milwaukee. He would strike out the next two. And then the bottom of the seventh, Alec Burleson a leadoff double, and then Lucan Baker just got called up yesterday as part of a number of other roster moves, including releasing Brandon Crawford. And Lucan Baker in his first at-bat back in the majors since last season hits a 2-run home run to tie the game up 4-4. Lucan Baker, who's a big guy, great numbers in the minors in his career, that would tie it up 4-4. And so just hoping that we were able to keep it tied. But at the top of the eighth, Andrew Kittredge on and Joey Ortiz with a 2-run double to make it 6-4 Milwaukee. And Kittredge only faced 4 batters and given up 2 runs, but had 29 pitches, long at bats. So, and then Matthew Liberatore would come in and strike out 3. So, then the bottom of the ninth, down by just 2, facing for a second straight night, Devin Williams. Wilson Contreras would be hit by a pitch to lead off the ninth, and then Jose Fermin with a double to put runners on first and third for Nolan Arenado. He would strike out, and then Lars Nootbaar trying to tie it up with a base hit. Again, just like last night, he would have a walk on 3-2. So then Paul Goldschmidt at the plate, who struck out last night, would strike out again, this time a called strike 3 for the second out. So really hoping that we would not have another, game where we would strand the bases loaded to end the game. Matt Carpenter would have a 4-pitch walk to make it a 6-5 game. Tommy Pham would also walk on 4 pitches to tie it up 6-6. And that would knock out Devin Williams. And then new pitcher for Milwaukee, Trevor McGill, will get Mason Wynn to ground out to send the game to extras with Ryan Helsley on the mound. And, of course, the ghost runner, the automatic runner on second. He would get Rhys Hoskins out looking, and then a ground out, and would strike out Joey Ortiz to keep it tied. So that was huge by Helsley. It could have been a lot different if the Brewers would have scored a run in the top of the 10th. So then Contreras would be intentionally walked, and then Fermin would walk on a 3-1 count to load the bases for Nolan Arenado with 1 out, the Brewers infield in, and Arenado with a walk-off grand slam to give us a 10-6 win. So, wow, what a dramatic ending, a huge comeback against a first-place team. And, yeah, probably our biggest win of the season thus far. And, it'd be even bigger if we can win the series tomorrow. It's a day game, so a big turnaround day game after a night game. But, yeah, 13 hits in this one. We would strand 13 runners. The Brewers would they would have 11 hits, and they would strand 10 runners. So, what a game this was, and yeah, facing an outstanding Brewers bullpen. So, see if we can take this series tomorrow afternoon. Miles Michaels gets a start against Freddie Peralta for Milwaukee. He's their ace, and is tied for 10th in the league in strikeouts. So, won't be easy, but we'll see. So, till Thursday, Comics Sing, go Cards.